Peace, YouTube. You're now rocking with your boy Lynch, where we discussing all the hottest topics and latest trends. Join me as we dive in deep into what the boxing world we might consider a bomb buster. All right, let's talk. So we're gonna get into this video with Tank Davis versus Vasyl Lomachenko, potential future matchup that now the people has been calling for after both of their bouts this past Saturday night. Before we get into the video though, make sure y'all hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. That's the only way the channel is growing to get into the YouTube algorithm. I'm trying to get to 1,000 subscribers by August. That's my goal. I know that's a big goal. It's a crazy goal, but it's my goal. And the only way I'm going to get to my goal if y'all help a brother out. So I know a lot of you are over here from my main channel, but I'm trying to get this channel to grow. So if you still follow me and follow my brand, or even if you're new to the channel, welcome, and make sure you hit the subscribe button so you'll be notified when I upload the latest and greatest. So both their fights was this past Saturday night, which both of them came out victorious. They both stopped both of their opponents, where Vasyl Lomachenko stopped Nakatani and Tank Davis stopped Barrios. And a lot of people was now calling for this fight, which personally I believe Tank will stop Lomachenko now. Now, before I tell you why I say that, I'm gonna dive deep in details, because one, I think that when they were first trying to make the fights between Lomachenko and Tank Davis a few years back, I believe that Floyd Mayweather, Team Mayweather Promotion, Floyd Mayweather and Leonard Ellerbe and Al Haymon and they didn't want Tank Davis to fight him because Vasyl was too technical. Although they know that Tank Davis, he's gifted, he got skills, and his power can carry him. But at the time, Lomachenko, he was still too young for Vasyl Lomachenko. Based on Vasyl Lomachenko, he went like 495 and won in the amateurs, 2 gold medals, and being like the fastest male, the winning like 3 titles in 3 different world weight classes. Like the person who did it before, after him, who beat his record, male and female, was Clarissa T-Rex Shields. But as far as on the male side, it was Vasyl Lomachenko. So with all that being said, him having all that skill, winning the actual world title shot, world title belt in his third was his third fight? Yeah, I think his third fight. He won a world title bout. He won a belt against won a vacant belt against Gary Russell Jr. And that's never been done before. It was either the third or the second. I know he lost, but when he tried to do it before, he lost to Salido. But I forget which fight it was. I forget if it was the second fight or if it was the first fight against Salido. I think it was the second fight he lost. His second pro fight against I think that was against Salido. But either way, the man got skills. And at the time, Tank wasn't ready for him. You can see that in his interviews. Tank even felt like he wasn't ready for him. He was very hesitant. He kept stuttering a lot. He like, yeah, I'll fight him. Whatever Al Floyd and him say. But you can tell now. You see in recent interviews when they ask him about Vasyl Lomachenko, his mindset is different now. Especially since Lomachenko lost to Teofimo Lopez, and a lot of us, I don't know if y'all seen it. You can look on YouTube; it's still up there. But just check out the sparring session between Teofimo Lopez and Tank Davis. I mean, this was years ago, but Tank Davis, he was like spanking Teofimo Lopez. So I believe in Tank mind. He thinks that he'll knock Teo out, and if Teo can do that to Loma, that he'll knock Loma out too now. See, now that Loma lost, his that image of invincibility, is diminished, is demolished. Now that one loss before that on Salido, it kind of really don't count because it was, like I said, it was like his first or pro debut, and he did something that no one never done before, and it was a good fight. It's not like he got his ass bust. He just lost. Salido was just a dog and just doing dirty tricks, just using his skills and his dirty tactics as a pro, which something Lomachenko wasn't familiar with. But I'll tell you one thing though, had it been back in the day and it was a 15-round bout versus a 12-round bout, I think Lomachenko would have won or possibly even stopped Salido. But so that loss kind of really don't count. Kind of like how people really don't count their losses against Floyd Mayweather because it's Floyd Mayweather. Like, people still look at Canelo as undefeated because he lost to Floyd, and everybody lost to Floyd. So, with that being said, now that he lost to Teofimo Lopez, that image of invincibility, him being invincible, that is gone now. It's faded away. So now people are looking at him even more differently. You can even tell in a Nakatani fight. Like, Nakatani, although he was starting to get a little timid and everything after a while, but you can see the way he was fighting him. He was, especially because Nakatani had fought Teofimo Lopez, and he gave him a good fight. So, Nakatani was giving Lomo some work a little bit, but more so his attitude. His attitude was coming inside there like, I'm gonna beat you, and and you see what happened. But with Tank Davis, it's a different ball game because that boy power is, and he started off at 126 and he already went up to 140. Now you can say that Barrios might be the lesser of everybody, of like a Josh Teller or a Regis Prograis or all them people up there like that, but that boy's strong as hell. Like, he real strong, and he can box, he can fight. He got good IQ. I was watching him after the fight, and his face barely looked like he been touched. And so that was pretty good. Now, that might be different with Lomachenko, being as though he's real technical and he's southpaw too. Whereas though Barrios was orthodox, but I don't really see I don't see anything Lomachenko can do that's gonna right now in this stage in the game in his career. I don't see anything Lomachenko can do that's gonna stop Tank. Like, I think still it's gonna be a good fight, but I think Tank is gonna end up, especially when Lomachenko start trying to get technical, like how he did with Barrios and how he did with like Lance Santa Cruz. He starts saying fuck it. He put his hands up and start walking you down and take it, and he just start knocking. He just start punching you, and I think he's gonna do that with Lomachenko. Although he's gonna have to be a little more craftier when he do it, but because I do it too when I fight. Like, sometimes you just say, all right, fuck it, and you just put your guard up and you go for it, and as long as you stay tight, stay smart with it, don't get hit with nothing stupid or blindsided by something stupid. You just bite down, and you just take it, and you take them out. You end up taking them out, and I think he might end up doing that, or just catching Lomachenko on something stupid when he trying to pivot and trying to do all that crazy footwork stuff. I don't think that's gonna work with Tank as much. I mean, the one person I really don't think it would work on is Shakur Stevenson, but that's a video in itself entirely. So, but I ain't even going to mention that. But as far as that, I don't think that Loma, his high tech, his matrix stuff, I don't think it's going to be that much for a Tank Davis. Like, if you think about it, Loma has never really fought any young, edgy Americans. or black guys. The kind of what he did for it was at the time was Gary Russell Jr. And that was a good fight. Gary Russell Jr. He just was, in my opinion, he just was just too outclassed. Lomachenko had just too much experience for him. Whereas though he's seen everything Gary Russell was doing. Gary Russell was doing like 1,001 punches, like an amateur, without even moving anything. So that's different. But as far as like all these young guns, like a Devin Haney, a Teofimo, Shakur Stevenson, even like a Chris B. Hop Colbert, like people like them, like Gervonta Tank Davis and all them, like shoot, I even would like to see Lomachenko fight Tevin Farmer, my man Tev. That would be a good fight too, especially now at their stage in their career. That would be a nice fight. So yeah, I think we're getting to the point where Loma is starting to meet. He about to be at the end of the road. Like that was a nice get back fight, a nice win back, but I don't think that he's gonna get back to the top. And if he does, and if he fight Tank, he gonna get knocked out. Like he gonna get knocked out hard. Cause by the time like and Floyd and I'm smart, they're gonna wait maybe like 2 or 3 years or so. And by that time, he's going to have enough wear and tear on his body, especially being an amateur so long. And Tank is going to be old enough and being well in his prime and man strength. And especially if he's still undefeated too, he's going to go in there with that confidence. And if he's knocking everybody out too, that's still knocking everybody out at the time. Oh yeah, he knocking Loma out. Like they won't even take that fight unless they know. Like Floyd is smart. Floyd and them ain't going to take a Loma fight unless they know they're going to beat him. They're going to play the part and all that stuff and play up to the people and make it seem like it's going to be a tough fight and, this is going to be the toughest fight you ever fought and blah, blah, blah and all that and real technical. But Floyd and them know. Like Leonard Ellerby says, he's going to be the face of boxing, Tank. He's going to be the new face of boxing. He's going to be the biggest star in boxing in all the weight divisions. So if they put him inside there with a Loma, they feel that they're gonna beat Loma, and I think they feel like they will knock him out. They're gonna put him inside there when they feel like they can knock him out, because he make his bread and butter off of knocking everybody out. So if they think it's just gonna be a tough competitive fight, I don't think they'll do that yet. I think they're only gonna start doing stuff like that. It's like when you get to like Devin Haney's and Shakur Stevenson's and all along. That's when it's gonna start being like 50-50 fights. Like I know the fight game. I know how they work. So, but rest assured, if you hear something about Loma getting inside there with Tank Davis in the next couple years, next 2 or 3 years, it's because they about to close the show for Loma. They about to give him the exit. Kind of like how a lot of people feeling with this whole Pacquiao and Errol Spence situation. They feel like they feeding Pacquiao to Spence. Which could be the case. You never know. Like, people keep saying you can't count Pacquiao out, but Father Time is Father Time, and the only thing that might give Pacquiao an edge right now, if his body still haven't recovered, Earl Spence, that is, from the car accident, because he didn't really look too good fighting Danny Garcia. But that might give him a Pacquiao edge. But a lot of people feel that they feeding Pacquiao to Earl Spence to for him to exit the show, because Earl Spence probably gonna knock him out or beat him bad or something, and then Pacquiao's gonna retire after that. He's like 42 or something. He like in politics over there in the Philippines, so he gonna get this payday, get knocked out, and retire. But I'll break that down in a video in itself. Well, let me know what y'all think about this. Let me know if y'all think that Loma versus Tank. Do y'all think that Loma at this stage in his career, do y'all still think that he can beat Tank, or do y'all think that Tank will knock Loma out, or even possibly win on the scorecards? Let me know. Let me know what y'all think. Drop your comments down below. Hit that like button, hit the subscribe button. Hit the bell notification icon, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.